for this batch, we're going to be doing 2.5 pounds of honey melt and pour soap. I prefer the honey over the clear for the moisturizing aspect, but if you are looking for more like vibrant colors, I would definitely say go for clear melt and pour. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so for my melt and pour soaps, I do like to cut the big blocks into smaller sections, and I actually use a crinkle cutter that I have, and I'll cut them a few ways, long ways, and then I will cut it down into smaller blocks. So I'll go ahead and show you guys that now. Alright, so, sorry for being wobbly. Yeah, so this is my little crinkle cutter, but yeah, I'll cut them down long ways, and then I will cut them into tiny little pieces. They do tend to melt easier this way in the microwave, and if you are doing a stovetop melt, then I do recommend that you do a low heat setting. Just let the soap slowly melt, because if not, it does get weird and it can smell really bad. Alright, so if you do ever have a container where your whole batch doesn't really want to fit, you can melt some of it first and then add a little bit more to the top and then finish melting it, and it will all fit in there without overflowing. But I do recommend just getting bigger cups if you can. They do actually make larger pour cups that work really well for big batches. So since we are going to be doing a watermelon sugar, I decided to go with like watermelon colors. I used to use a different brand of mica, but I am now using the Rolio pigments. So yeah, this one is actually the Tropical Sunset Mix. But we are going to go ahead and use, this one is a Borealis Pink. Well, this one is fairly bright for my pink of my watermelon. Let's see, I don't have green. Hold on. Alright, I found green. So this one is actually by a brand called Picasso, and this one is called Sea Green. So what I also like to do is remove the top from the oils, so that way you can actually use your droppers, because these are very hard to use if you have a little tiny dropper on there. And it looks like I melted too much soap. Like I said, it wasn't a great idea trying to use the small cups. I always recommend the bigger ones. So since this was my watermelon sugar kind of swirl concept, I decided to add a little bit extra green on the bottom, just like a regular watermelon slice. And with my remainder soap, I'll go ahead and add the green and red to those and swirl them up. I wouldn't say that I am a professional at anything, but yeah, with melt and pour soap, I have realized that a really good trick, if you're making your soap and you're finding air bubbles and things on the surface, get a little spray bottle, 99% alcohol. But yeah, after you pour it, spray it right away, and it just makes all those bubbles go away. And it has a really clear finish to it. I think it looks much better than just kind of pouring and go. So what I like to do for this next part, which is the swirl part, it's the most fun in my opinion. So you want to make sure that your soaps are about at the right temperature, like the same temperature. And what I like to do is I will kind of cross these, or have them pointing down together as I go down the mold or into my circle mold or whatever it might be. But the slower that you pour, the nicer it's going to look. And also a good recommendation is less dark and more of the bright. So if you pour the bright and then the dark in after, it'll not mix so much, and like that dark will really stand out. To be quite honest, I don't know how great this one came out, but that's okay. We're going to check it out in a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to let this sit for, I don't know, maybe overnight. Might be the best option. I know you could rush it, but we'll let it cure. Hello again. We are on day 2. This is going to be the reveal of my watermelon sugar loaf bar. So this one, I did decide to go with that pink and green And I didn't think it was going to come out very well, but honestly, it does smell and it looks pretty good. So let's go and take a look. Alright, so here is the final reveal. I'm going to cut this down for you guys and show you how it looks. Alright, here is the final reveal of the swirl soap. So I was going for more of that watermelon slice vibe. So if I would have poured a little bit slower, then the colors wouldn't have mixed so much, but I still think it came out pretty nice. So yeah, thank you guys for checking it out. I do make a cold process soap as well, but I thought that I would do a fun melt and pour tutorial for you guys. So thanks for checking it out.